Unacknowledged psychological guilt operates exactly like a navigation system. It runs quietly in the background, actively recalculating your position until it forces you onto an inescapable route. Consider the case of Ryan, driving home at 12:48 a.m. He is on the same road, making the same turns he makes every single night. Psychologists call this specific state the vacuum. When a driver relies entirely on muscle memory, the brain switches off its active defenses. The mind becomes blank, highly vulnerable. Then a digital intrusion shatters that safety. Ryan's screen lights up out of nowhere with a simple notification. The data anomaly here is subtle but critical. Ryan hadn't opened his Maps application. He never entered a destination. Normally, we set the parameters for our devices. We request assistance. Here, the machine has shifted to an invisible internal logic, ignoring any further user input. The moment he makes that turn into the trees, his agency vanishes. The navigation tool is now executing commands independent of the user. The Structures of Fear framework starts with a single node splitting into 3 pathways. Path A blames a malicious machine, turning the protagonist into a passive victim. Path B reveals the endpoint early, so tension evaporates into mere waiting. That leaves the central route, Path C, known as the guilt trip. This mechanism locks the user into a suffocating, real-time pace, where the character's own mind builds the trap step by step. We see Path C execute perfectly as Ryan drives deeper into the woods. The familiar geographic boundaries begin to fail, and the signal glitches. This animation illustrates the visual devolution of his navigation interface. The GPS strips away the cross streets, the landmarks, and the names, dissolving down to a single, stark vertical line. The system has abandoned spatial geography to focus entirely on Ryan's internal pressure points. The map vanishes. It is replaced by an unexpected error message aimed straight at the driver's conscience. That specific phrase drags a repressed memory to the surface. A week prior, driving late on a similar road, he saw someone near the edge. He didn't stop. He kept driving. Psychological claustrophobia stems from this inescapable trajectory toward a buried memory. The tension breaks when the vehicle finally grinds to a complete halt. The physical momentum dies out, leaving total silence in the woods. Ahead, caught in the blinding headlights, stands a shadowy silhouette. It's the exact same motionless figure from a week ago, waiting in the identical spot. Psychologists refer to this collision as a permanent consequence. It is the exact fraction of a second where an unresolved action from the past forcefully overwrites the present reality. The phone buzzes one last time on the dashboard. The system has finished its job. The screen updates to read, "Recalculating. You're here now." Arriving at this specific geographic dead end completes the structural loop of the guilt trip framework. Ryan is exactly where he was 7 days ago. Directions typically guide a user toward a new destination. These specific prompts were engineered to pull Ryan backward. Suppressing a secret doesn't erase it. It simply programs the destination. When you ignore the past, the architecture of your own guilt guarantees a forced return to the exact origin point.